Taylor here with Blackfyre Productions. Not exactly sure what I'm going to call this segment, but I'm reviewing a product for the first time by myself. As you can see here, I've laid out the General's Pack that comes from Games Workshop. I was lucky enough to actually get it donated to me by the company called 6 Squared Studios. They're based out of Niagara Falls or St. Catharines, I forget which, and they do laser cut terrain and some smaller mold type of terrains and items like that. So thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate you buying this for me, and here is my review of the product. As you can see, I have the whole pack laid out here, except for this dice bag here. But this is everything that comes with the pack. We've got a notepad, 12 scenario cards, and a 4-page, but it's like this, cheat sheet item, and a whole bunch of tokens. So I'm just going to kind of go through them one by one and tell you what I think of them, tell you my opinions, and yeah, we'll go from there. So first off, simple enough, I'll talk about the roster pack. It's great. I think it's 50 pages of rosters with everything there. They're on an easy peel-off sheet. They look great. They have everything that you need. 4 warbands might be a little bit small for some of my armies, but then you can just kind of go to the next page. I'm really happy with it. It's interesting that they've labeled it as the Hobbit strategy battle game instead of Middle Earth, so this is with their old items. Yeah, it's only given you about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different lines for warriors per warband, which I think is more than enough than you'll ever need. Has all the calculations there, it has the breakpoint down there. All in all, I mean, it's a pad of paper that you can now write your army list on it. The only thing that I'm going to have trouble with is the fact that I don't write neatly, so I normally type mine up, but I definitely think I'll get some use out of this. Next thing I'll go to is the scenario cards, 1 through 12. So we expanded on the primary no. Yeah, they renamed some of them. Where did it go? Sea Surprise, Contest of Champions. There we go. So the original 6, and then they added another. So the original 6, the Games Workshop has been using for a while. Not very many changes from what I've been able to read and summarize so far and read online. Some wording changes, which have added some discussion online, and I will let FAQs solve that. I won't go into that myself. But it's great. I love the size. It's actually almost a very similar size to the mini rulebook. It's just a little bit taller. They're nice stiff cards. They've kind of got a shiny finish to them, so I'm not scared of a little bit of water or something like that if you drop it on the table. They're great. I just want to kind of get holders for them maybe. Kind of great that you can just now like shuffle up the cards like big playing cards and pick which scenario you're going to play. I was reading through them today, and I realized that some of them I've played at other scenarios, so I'm not really sure where they've all come from. Like Storm the Camp, I played at an OHA event. Contest of Champions, I played at Michael's event last year. Trying to think. Ill Met by Moonlight, I've read somewhere, so I'm not sure where they got them all from, but I'm glad that we now have more than just the standard 6 to go by. It will make running tournaments, which I have done a lot of, very easy, and yeah, so I'm glad they're not on an 8.5 by 11, because I think that would be too big, so I'm glad they're actually on the smaller size, personally. The next item that came in the General's Pack is a cheat sheet that is 4 pages long. I wish this was a PDF, because the amount of new players that I think would be benefited by this would be amazing. It basically tells you how to play the game. You go through, it has all of the rules, it is a great quick reference for everything there. I love the fact that the magic spells are on the back, because I don't play with magic that often, so when somebody chooses to use a spell against me, I always kind of have to trust them that they're doing it right and that it is correct. And now, instead of having to go through the main rulebook and find it and that sort of thing, I can just flip past, because I do not memorize this. I suck at memorizing this, so I just flip past that. there's all the spells that are now there. So it's great. I love it. Also has all the brutal power attacks for monsters, which is a great thing, because those I also don't use that often, so I have a hard time remembering them. But that's the quick reference sheet. And then last but not least in the pack is a whole whack of tokens. It has everything from objective markers that are dual-sided to dual-sided tokens depending on what you're doing. So for instance right here they have a Cavalry Charge. So let's see, can we focus on that guy? So the Cavalry Charge token, as you've already heard, but then the cool thing is as soon as you Cavalry Charge, you can mark that, do the rest of your movement, and then if you knock the guy over and win the fight, you flip it over and it's prone. So it's kind of a great little token that gives you some options. All the spells are there, Fury, there are some even, let's see, what is this one? Stand Fast. There are some acorns that everybody's like, well, what is the acorn for? They're just random markers. My buddy and I, Don, actually used it in our last battle report just to denote who had priority. So it was a great little thing. A bunch of numbers for wounds, just as wounds go up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go through that. Objective markers. They are, let's see, they are the same size as a 25mm base. So it means that, I guess, by GW's rules now, objective markers should only be on 25mm bases. I've always kind of played them on like 40mm bases, just because I thought it'd be cool to have like a little weapons stash or something like that, but I guess they are now 25mm bases. And yeah, not really much else to say about all of these. Let's see, that says Failed Courage. Half movement, so if somebody needs to move half. They've got a whole bunch of them. Lore Master, Broken Mind. So they got a whole bunch of them. I don't know how much I'll use them. What is this? Terrifying Aura and Channeled Terrifying Aura. So that's the other cool thing, is like those ones that can be channeled are just on the other side. Morgul Poison. Set Ablaze. So they've even got some little blaze tokens there, which is kind of cool. So yeah, all in all, I think it's great bang for the buck. I'm glad I have it, so thank you very much, gentlemen at 6 Squared. If you want to check it out, it is on the GW website. It's a great little pack. I think it's great for the casual player who can't remember everything. I know some guys that I know that are sponges and just absorb everything, where for me, who has a harder time remembering everything, these would be great to have on the board and the table so that I don't need to trust my mind as much. Hope you enjoyed my first product review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Want to give a shout out again if you want to check out 6 Squared Studios. Their link is down below. And don't forget to ignite your hobby.